Work was like expanding from just a small piece of wood. I broke through to a new, like, kind of what I could do with the medium. So I had a teacher or a mentor, and he was just like, go big. As a carpenter, I was like, okay, let's get the biggest piece of wood I can find. Each pattern of grain is different, so it all tells like a different story. It becomes like a meditation, and things come out with like how the grain moves. Like it'll make you feel a different way, kind of, if you just stare at it, and that kind of informs the decisions of like what I add as focal points. This was like kind of that expansive moment, and I wanted this expression of this like breakthrough, and then this like eagle came into play. And eagles are like birds of prey and associated with different aspects, and I thought it just really fit the overall tone. Working with the wood is I use the grain, so I can't just slap on a bunch of pigment and then maybe go back over it in white. I have to do light washes over it and wait for it to dry, and then see where it's at and see what else kind of like reveals itself as far as like where I need to hit values or change colors. My references, I usually just find a portrait online. Sometimes I'll come across a photo from a professional photographer, and I think the expression just works, and I'll try to like imprint it in a piece of wood. But a lot of times I'll see like the outline of where a face wants to be, and then I'll search for something that's kind of corresponding to that. But I don't really dive into who the models are, and then alternatively, like sometimes I don't use a reference for the faces for like a big piece. I'll find something organic, and I think it just adds. I read a quote once, I think it was like, I'm paraphrasing, but the art in art is hiding the art. So I think it kind of like translates to making the viewer wonder, like if you can stump the viewer on how you did something, you kind of add that next layer. I'm starting to experiment more with like taking pieces of stone, this one's like labradorite, and finding the color in it and kind of matching that not only to the grain but the color in the piece, to kind of like blend the borders between everything, all the aspects that I add, whether it's the frame. I'll grab a piece of wood, usually I'll look at it and see if the grains work or not, and then this is the first step after when I'm kind of finding the depth in the piece. Once I'm here, then I'm starting to pull faces or landscapes or anything like that. So this piece is as much hidden images, some faces, nose, eyes, a sweeping figure. And it became like the story of like the cycle of life and death, and this was like the expansion of that life, but it's all this one entangled loop, and so that was like the focus on it the whole time. My background is in carpentry. I started way back in 2000. When I would be sanding wood, I'd be like daydreaming into the grain, so that's how the painting started. But then I also wanted to expand on the painting itself, so I do my own frames. This one's mahogany, it's gonna have lighting fixtures behind it, and then like ironwood and walnut, bloodwood, everything like that. So.